safety, quality, customer service. These are the hallmarks of Metro Aviation. One of the many reasons for Metro's success is their unrelenting commitment to only the highest standards. Their innovations have led the industry, and they continuously strive to better themselves, always staying true to their founding principles. From their humble start as a charter service at the Baton Rouge Metro Airport in 1982.
I was in the construction business, and because of the construction business had blossomed so much, we found it necessary, my partner and I, to actually buy a helicopter to get around the job sites. Started such commotion at the Baton Rouge Airport that people wanted to charter the aircraft. We decided, well, maybe a helicopter company would be good in Baton Rouge. So we bought a Hughes 300 and started doing flight training. The name Metro came from the fact that we were at the Metro Airport.
1 year later, Milton Geltz became Metro's first full-time employee.
Around, what was it, 1982, I guess.
Somewhere thereabouts.
Give or take a little bit. And he asked me if I wanted a job over there, and I asked him if the checks were bouncing, and he said, not yet. I said, yeah, sounds good. I'll come over to work. And actually, I saw Mike about 2 weeks after I hired on, and I told him, I said, just do me a favor. If the check's going to bounce, let me know before you give it to me. And number two, if we're going to go out of business, give me as much notice as you can. And he's never let me off the hook after 30 years.
Opportunities presented themselves, and Metro Aviation left Baton Rouge to head north.
So I decided to move to Shreveport, and I flew one of the aircraft up. The pilot we had at the time flew another helicopter up, and Milton loaded everything we had in the back of a U-Haul trailer, and it was pretty much half empty, I think. It didn't have much left.
Shortly after settling into their new home in Shreveport, Metro Aviation was presented with a golden opportunity.
Metro's first major breakthrough, contractually, was a joint venture between Channel 12 and Shumpert Medical Center, which were across the street from each other. I got the two of them together after I had done an artist's rendering of my idea of what the program might look like. And we called it Life I-12 for the eyewitness news of Channel 12 and the life-saving capabilities of Shumpert Medical Center. This brought in a joint usage of the aircraft, which only lasted about 6 months because both of the organizations thought they needed their own helicopter. So the TV station took the Hughes 500 and we went out and got a BO-105, a twin-engine helicopter. I never thought I would own a twin-engine turbine-powered helicopter. This was the first.
The first twin-engine helicopter we had was purchased from MBB Helicopters in Westchester, PA, already done. After we got that helicopter, we saw some places where we could do better and save a little money, and just decided to go ahead and get into the completion business of EMS helicopters. The first helicopter we completed was for Baptist Medical Center in Jackson, Mississippi. When we moved to Shreveport, we had one hangar that we shared with Mike's dad.
And we built on some storage to it. Then we bought another hangar adjacent to it and built on it. If you were to look at it today, you would see about 4 different colors of metal on the building where we added on to it.
About 5 years ago, that was obvious that didn't work anymore.
Which got us into the current facility, which is over 160,000 square feet.
As all the different facets of our business are encompassed under one roof.
Metro has built a reputation of excellence that is known worldwide.
Every day we get a call or an email from some different part of the country. And again, that reflects our service to the industry and to the helicopter market in general.
As a matter of fact, Metro Aviation products or aircraft are in 46 of the 50 states in the United States and on 6 of the 7 continents in the world. And Milton wants to open up an operation in Antarctica, but I'll refuse to let him do that.
Metro Aviation is now a world leader in helicopter completions for virtually all mission profiles, including air medical, corporate, law enforcement, and offshore. Never satisfied with available technology and products, Milton and his team have designed the most efficient interiors and avionics packages to establish the most advanced fleet of air medical aircraft in the country.
Milton's had a knack at being able to bring something to the aviation community, specifically the air medical. that is better than anybody else had.
Milton's extremely determined about delivering aircraft when we say we're going to deliver aircraft, and I think that it gives us a real competitive advantage. I have several favorite Milton quotes. My favorite, the word wait is a 4-letter word. He's an extremely driven individual, both Mike and Milton. Aircraft completions are going to be delivered on time. One of the worst statements that any of our shop managers can make in one of our productivity meetings is, I'm not going to make the deadline. When you've got a $3 or $5 or $7 or $12 million asset that's sitting in our facility, the quicker we can get that aircraft back to you to where you can earn revenue and start doing business, the better off you're going to be. If we tell you the aircraft's going to be ready at 3 o'clock on Tuesday afternoon, you can show up at 3 o'clock on Tuesday afternoon and the aircraft's going to be done. It's going to be on the ramp. It's going to be full of gas, pointed into the wind, ready to go.
One of the highest compliments that you can get in this industry is to do business for your competitors. Metro virtually has done completion work or maintenance work for every major operator in this industry. You don't get that from doing a shoddy job or treating people unfairly. We treat those customers, even though they're our competitors, with the same integrity that we do our own customers.
Metro's reputation for completions facilitated the rapid growth of their EMS operations across the continental United States. Though always present, this growth carried with it an even greater emphasis on safety. Metro's experience with EMS completions and undying adherence to bettering themselves operationally resulted in 4 keys to its safety practices.
Safety is one of our most top priorities in the company. There were 4 areas that I felt like we needed to address. First, we needed the pilots to actually see better. Second, we needed to do a better job of training these pilots. Third, we needed better oversight. And fourth, we needed just a good system to tie it all together.
Mike Stanberry's 4 safety buckets are the guiding star for Metro's innovations and advanced operations. Yet another reason why Metro's reputation is second to none when it comes to EMS operations. A prime example of Metro's innovative approach to safety, it saw night vision goggles as the answer to a growing need for heightened pilot vision and awareness, long before the industry adopted this technology as standard. Soon after, Metro saw the helicopter terrain awareness and warning systems as yet another necessary safety addition in the cockpit, and began equipping its fleet with HTOS and IFR packages as well.
Metro is the first major operator of equipping all of our aircraft, including the backup aircraft, with NVGs, night vision goggles. About half of our fleet now are equipped with HTOS, Terrain Awareness System.
As with NVGs, Metro will ultimately equip 100% of its fleet with HTOS, having the ability to fly when weather conditions warrant instrument flight rules. Metro remains steadfast in arming each of its pilots with all the necessary tools.
All of the new aircraft that we're delivering, that we're putting into service, that are twin-engine aircraft, are IFR capable.
Metro Aviation partnered with Cobham Avionics to deliver a 2-axis autopilot system.
Single-engine aircraft that are moving into our fleet are equipped with that Cobham autopilot system.
So we filled that first bucket up, and we needed to address the second bucket, was training. Metro's always had a long history of providing the best training there is. As a matter of fact, we required all of our pilots monthly to do instrument proficiency rides. Then we decided maybe we needed to do a step up from that. We had a joint venture with Flight Safety in which we developed the world's first Level D full motion sim for the EC-135-145.
Flight Safety just has an impeccable reputation in all of the aviation industry for simulator training, so that's who Mike picked to work with, and it took several years for them to bring the simulator together.
Metro had actually committed to simulator-based training for their pilots long before we had the EC-135 online. We proceeded and ultimately to the finished product, which is a fully qualified FAA Level D full flight simulator. It's the highest level of certification that the FAA or any airworthiness agency globally can place on a training device.
And now 100% of our pilots go through full motion simulator training once a year.
Metro Aviation, their eyes always focused forward, is forever on the lookout for new and innovative methods of training, ensuring their pilots fly as safely as possible.
One of the things that Mike is just absolutely passionate about is the safety side of the business. Regardless of expense, he's very, very focused on making sure we have the latest technology, the latest equipment, the latest level of training. We're already taking a look at the next level, the next generation of flight training devices and flight simulation for our training department to make sure that we stay at the cutting edge and we have the latest and greatest technology that's available.
And we'll be adding another 12,000 square feet to our existing facility, a facility we thought just a few years ago we'd never fill up.
As in all practices, Metro continuously exceeds FAA requirements and operates a control center that expanded its capability to monitor flight operations at its nearly 70 bases across the country.
The third bucket was better oversight. Milton did a wonderful job in creating an enhanced operational control center, which is the brains of the organization. It watches over the aircraft. It looks at the aircraft to make sure they're airworthy before the aircraft even takes off.
We know that all pilots are up to speed on their training each and every time an aircraft goes into the air. And then we have a satellite tracking system for our aircraft so that our operational control center can watch aircraft wherever they go. They can see how fast the aircraft are flying, the direction that they're flying in, the altitude of those aircraft. They can send messages back and forth to those aircraft. If someone in the operational control center sees that an aircraft is headed towards weather that doesn't exactly look pleasant, they can send a reminder to that pilot or make sure that that pilot has taken the necessary steps. So it's sort of a second set of eyes.
They're in constant communication with our pilots, and it's just another way that we have committed ourselves to remaining as safe as possible anytime we're in the air.
And finally, the fourth bucket is to tie the whole system together with a better system. And that system is a SMS, Safety Management System, which we began in February of 2009.
The safety management system will go ahead and address and evaluate all the different risks that are associated with any operation. The FAA overall is embracing the SMS system for anything that they do, and we feel like we have an advantage going in and working with the FAA because we have an active SMS program already.
Metro acquired Northflight Data Systems, a company that manufactures cockpit voice, video, and data recording systems. These are essentially the same black boxes that are used in the commercial airline industry.
You can provide the best training, you can beg them to do the best things, but unfortunately we don't know what's going on in that cockpit because they're by themselves. With the data recording, we can actually use this in training and in operations to make sure they're adhering to our company policies and the FARs.
Metro's growth continued with the acquisition of Paradigm Aerospace Corporation, or PAC.
Paradigm Aerospace Corporation was a company up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania that was centrally located to many of our customers, not only our operational customers, but also our completion customers. We have approximately 200 aircraft that are located in the Northeast area, and that Paradigm Aerospace was pivotal, we felt, to take care of those customers.
Metro Aviation's legacy of aviation excellence has led to their phenomenal growth and established Metro Aviation as a leader in the industry.
Metro maintains a backup fleet of almost one backup aircraft per every operational 3 aircraft, which is one of the highest in the industry.
We're currently operating 93 aircraft, so that means that we have about 30 aircraft that are available for backups to all of our operational customers.
Metro also operates a total of 8 fixed-wing aircraft for many of its operations customers in the northwest region of the U.S.
The final attribute that I think that really sets Metro apart is that we are strictly a traditional operator. In that, I mean that we have no medical personnel on our payroll. They're all pilots, mechanics. We wanted to be the very best at what we do, and that's operating and maintaining aircraft, which brings maybe a slightly different attribute that most other operators don't have, and that is that we're strictly Eurocopter. We've decided to limit our scarce resources, spare parts, backup aircraft, to one particular manufacturer to better service our clients.
If I could add one more attribute to Metro Aviation, I would have to add the fact that the employees stay with Metro Aviation. Our longevity in the upper management and middle management is just exceptional.
The guys that come here every day, punch the clock, make sure that they're doing their best to make sure these aircraft are going out of this shop in the best possible way that they can. And they're dedicated to that. We have guys that have been with us since the beginning, and we're proud of that.
Metro's dedication to those clients and the dedication of every last one of its over 600 employees has resulted in the growth it has experienced over the years. So what does the future hold for Metro Aviation?
Bringing Todd, my son, on, and Kenny in, we're bringing some new people into the company to keep Metro Aviation going for the next 30 years. I think in this changing time that we live in, you can change everything, and you must be able or willing to be able to change the things that you've got to stay in business. But one thing that you cannot change is your core values.
As far as what's next for Metro, I feel like our customers are going to dictate that. We've always been a customer-driven company. We're not growth-driven. We're not finance-driven.
Mike has never put requirements on us that we need to achieve a 5 or 10 or 15% growth over the previous year. That never enters into any of our conversations, yet we've doubled in size every 5 to 6 years since the company was established. So the real growth has really just been a byproduct, I think, of doing the right thing, of providing a safe operation, providing quality products, and making sure that our customers are happy with what we're doing for them.
With Metro Aviation's considerable presence both domestically and globally, it has become one of the largest privately owned helicopter operations and completions companies in the world.
I think that our market has already become much more of an international market than it has been in the last 30 years. There's been a lot of expansion. We ship parts all over the world. We do aircraft completions for customers all over the world. When we complete these aircraft and when these aircraft leave our facility, we fully intend and expect these aircraft to last for 30 years. I'll add, on the operations side of our business, one of our focuses has been on equipping our customers to have successful businesses.
We started just a year ago the Metro Aviation Customer Symposium. We thought this would be a good way to bring all our customers together, get them to interact, get them to network.
To allow them to share that data and share those best practices and that technology to lift them up as a whole.
We want to make sure that our customers and our employees have all the tools that they need, that they have all the resources available to them to make sure that we're delivering the best products, and we're never satisfied with the status quo as a result of that.
Because we together as partners with our customers do a far more noble thing than bringing dollars to the bottom line. We simply together save lives.